lifts all ships. Rising tide lifts all ships. And that was symbolic. It's symbolic for several reasons. One is, as a refugee from Vietnam who escaped Vietnam on a fishing boat, it had a lot of symbolism for myself and my family and for many of us here who are refugees and immigrants from other parts of the world. But the other significance and symbolism behind that statement was this, is that we need to lift each other up. We need to lift each other up above the fray in order to succeed. Over the last several years, especially during COVID, you've noticed how the API, the Asian community, have been targeted in hate crimes. We've been targeted in terms of violence, whether at our businesses, whether it's at our homes, whether it's at our schools, in so many different places. And for so long, the stereotype is that we simply sit down, stand down, and stay silent. And so no more. And a beautiful example of somebody who's willing to stand up and that we need to lift up is Stephanie Nguyen. I first met Stephanie several years ago when I was going to a leadership academy that was being co-hosted by the Asian Resource Inc., ARI. And Stephanie is now the executive and has been the executive director of this great organization, a nonprofit that helps our immigrant communities, our underserved communities in South Sacramento. And that's what she does. That's her daytime job, is to be an executive director of a nonprofit. But she's more than that. She's also a mother. Her husband is here, and her husband in the back there is a law enforcement officer with Elk Grove Police Department. So she's a mother, a wife, a nonprofit director, and she'll tell you in a moment that she's also a daughter of 2 refugees and immigrants from Vietnam. But she had the courage and the tenacity to run for office and to also be an official, and in specifically the Elk Grove City Council. And as the first Vietnamese American woman as a council member in Elk Grove, and one of the few Asians in that position. So let's give her a round of applause for that. But it's historic what she is doing now, because what she wants to do is continue to lift us up. Because she's running, and she will win.
Yes.
State Assembly.
Yes.
Your state assembly. Yes. That's what she's going to do in 14 days. In 14 days, she's going to do that. But in order to help her get across that finish line, in order to lift her up, and that's what we need to do, because they keep coming for her. They keep coming for her because she came in first place after the primary. They keep coming for her because they are afraid of her. They keep coming for her because they know she's going to win. They keep coming for her because they want to take her down, but we are not going to let them do that. We are not going to let them do that, and we are going to lift her up, and in 14 days, with your help, your financial help, but also, I want you to get on Facebook. I want you to get on Instagram. I want you to get on TikTok. Whatever it is, I want you to get on there, and I want you to tell your friends, your family, that they need to vote for Stephanie Nguyen, for State Assembly. And when that happens, 14 days from now, we are going to be celebrating, and we are going to be celebrating a victory that we now have an Asian American woman in the Assembly that represents us. So let's give it up to Stephanie Nguyen.
I hate going up after our incoming DA because of that reason right there, right? But I want to thank first Julie and John and Fujia here. This is such a jewel in our city here in the city of Elk Grove. Everybody I know loves this place. Julie calls me one day and she's having issues with licensing and getting things approved, and I thought, let me make a phone call. And little did I know that that phone call led to her being able to get this up and going. And it wasn't just for the fact that we got this up and going, but it was for the fact that the community needed this. They needed something on this side of the city. And I can tell you, as soon as it opened up, it's been busy ever since. I have not been able to come here and eat other than, this is my second time here. I can't get a table here. But I'm just so proud of Julie and her team for being able to open up a restaurant here in our city and serve our community here. I also want to thank Mimi from Pho Bistro, who's also here. Pho Bistro is right at the corner of Frank Lincoln Boulevard and Laguna Boulevard. And their pho is phenomenal. So if you hadn't had it yet, please go out there. I've been out there. I think I had about 4 or 5 different items just so I can try everything, and everything's absolutely delicious. It's great to have the spring roll.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. You've got some ambassadors here already. Yeah, they're Bumbo way. Exactly. See, so I mean, you know, it's about community, and Tian said a lot of things about being a nonprofit director, about being a wife of a police officer. I'm going to give a shout out to my husband, Kitty Vic, back there. Being a mother, getting the endorsement of Elk Grove Laguna Forums, Doc, Susan, Sally Souza, who's here. You know, everybody here in the city of Elk Grove follows Elk Grove Laguna Forums, and there's a reason why, because he reports information, he gives information out there. He's been doing this for years. But he also is fair in the way he does things. And I think that's what we're looking for right now in our elected official. That's what we're looking for at the state capitol, is somebody who's fair, somebody who listens to all sides, somebody who could work with everybody and not just make a decision before they talk to anybody. We teach our kids to listen to everybody and everything before you make a decision, before you take a side. And yet, we as adults aren't doing that. And so we've got this fight that we're seeing happening on the local level, at the state level, and even in our communities, and it makes me really sad, because we're not supposed to be that way. We're supposed to all work together. If you look around the room here, we all come from different backgrounds. We all come from different cultures. We all come from different countries. But we're all here, right? Who would have thought that we would have elected a DA where English is a second language? He learned English off of Bugs Bunny, you guys. Right? Came over here on a boat, had absolutely nothing. They slept on a mattress that they found. Who would have thought that we would have elected that type of a DA? And now he's fighting for us here. He's fighting for our community. He fights for everybody to keep us all safe. As your next legislator, who has the endorsement of the 3 legislators that oversee the entire district: Senator Dr. Pan, Assemblymember Kevin McCarty, and Assemblymember Jim Cooper. The 3 legislators that have never agreed on anything their entire time there, ever. Go back and look, I promise you that. I might even say that I don't think they really like each other very much. But yet, for the first time ever before they leave office, they've agreed on one thing. For the first time ever, they've agreed that I'm the right person for this job. And it's because they've seen the work I've done in the last 10, 15 years in the community. They've seen the fact that I've been able to pull all communities together, no matter what color, race, ethnicity, gender, religion you are. I've pulled everybody together, and I've worked with everybody. And that's what we need right now. And our district attorney-elect Tinho is absolutely right. There's 14 days left. And I was not supposed to win. I jumped in late. I was outspent 3-1. I didn't have all the fancy logos. I was not supposed to win. I could see it in people's eyes when I spoke to them, that they did not think I had a chance. But I came in first place. I came in first place, and I'm going to continue running all the way until the end, but I need your help. I need your help because there are attack ads that are out there. There are attack mailers every day in the mailbox about me that are false, that are not true. And only you know that because you know me. And only your voice can carry the truth out there to these folks that don't know me. Only you can text people, call people, and let them know who you think, who you want, and who we need as our next legislator. So I'm so happy to see you all here. I'm so humbled, honored to have our DA, honored to see you all here, and really hope that I can be your next legislator and help bring peace to this community, to this city. As an Elk Grove City Council member, I will say that my heart is here in the city of Elk Grove. And that as a wife of a police officer, I need to fight for our men and women who suit up every single day. And my husband's back there right now, as I said earlier. Really proud to say that I have the support of our entire law enforcement agencies, not just locally, but across the entire state as well too. I would be remiss not to mention our very own Supervisor Miguel, that is here right now as well. Councilmember Pat Hume, who was here earlier today, and all of you who are VIPs, who's gonna be out there voting, telling your friends and family to vote, and let's make this happen, because we have not had, and I'm looking around the room and I think the women outnumber the men again tonight. Yes. And I think it's, for the first time in 20 years, it's about time we have a woman who can represent us here in the state of California. In Elk Grove, yes, in Elk Grove. But also in this district. So thank you so much for coming out. Thank you so much for your support.